Good evening, everyone! Welcome back once again to Vicious Rips, and of course I'm your host, your YouTube sign off and imitated, never duplicated superstar 2, Vicious, and gonna go over Survivor Series was in Chicago, Illinois. Now, before we get into that, first things first, gotta address the one big thing, NXT TakeOver War Games, fucking amazing. Now, speaking of War Games, a lot of criticism and backlash and, you know, again, the old school wrestling term, heat, you know, but getting heat. Corey Graves got major heat because, well, he threw out some pretty harsh criticism towards Mauro Ranallo on Twitter. Mauro thus then disabled his Twitter account. He didn't call any of the matches on Survivor Series itself. And a lot of people have been getting pissed off at Graves over that. I'm not saying I'm for or against one thing or another. Here is all I'm going to say. One, we are all welcome to our own views and opinions on anything and everything. You know, case in point, this fucking show. Guarantee, 90% of the shit that I put on here is way different than what most assholes would out there would say on a wrestling show. 2, not everyone's going to agree with anyone. Case in point, again, this show. Number 3, you know, and what I'm saying is nowhere near an insult or a jab or anything like that towards Mauro, because, you know, I got family that have mental health issues. Hell, I deal with my own. But if you're not going to be able to take certain criticism from peers, whether it's in a negative or a positive manner, you know, especially if it's in a negative, you know, don't put yourself out there on a forum to be able to see it. You know, I mean, that's why a majority of people that know me don't ask me on shit a whole lot, because I'm brutally fucking honest, and if I think something is a little too overdone, I'll say, no, you're doing too much of this. And I will explain why I think that. But, not to make it about me, but I'm just using that as an example. But either way, I hope Mauro's okay. I hope he's doing good, you know. Hope he's in a good place, mentally, physically, all of that. You know, honestly, and you go back, my one buddy, Darren Dreyer, he had a show. I give him a shout at the end of the show every week. Axel Mulligan, he had a show. We talked about, I remember vividly, we talked about the first night Corey Graves started on commentary in NXT. I said, the guy's got potential. He's got a very Bobby Heenan-esque like element to him in a way. And, well, let's face facts. Heenan, he can make jokes, yes. We all loved the jokes that him and Monsoon would do. But he also wasn't afraid to pull punches. He would call bullshit on things if he didn't like it, you know? Again, very much so. He does the same thing. So, this kind of shit happens, folks. You know, so before you go saying, oh, Graves is a dickweed, Graves is an asshole, he's an inconsiderate douche for this and this and this. Guys, he's a fucking heel. Now, the shit Jim Cornette did with NWA Power, no, that was straight up wrong and ignorant. That was insultive to a culture. All Corey Graves did was fucking throw out his 2 cents on criticism. Huge difference. Now, that said, now that we addressed those, not much else news going on, so let's get into the show. Survivor Series pre-show match. They did a Tag Team Battle Royal. Not quite sure, but, not quite sure the rhyme or the reason. Hopefully the answer will get explained as some time goes on, but it was just, yeah, there. So, it was pretty much like a big schmoz fest. I got no problem with battle royals, but my thing is tag team ones, because the second one guy's out, then the other guy automatically has to leave. Fucking hate that thing. Fucking hate that. No, have both guys have to get eliminated, because then that gives the element of, hey, there's still a chance this team may win. That's just personal opinion now, but thing did notice a lot of the NXT guys went out pretty quick, but match came to an end. It was down to the final two teams, Rude and Ziggler and the Street Profits. It came to an end when Ziggler wound up tossing out Montez Ford. So Rude and Ziggler won. They won a big trophy. It didn't say best tag team in the world like the Good Brothers have ski, but it's the best tag team trophy. So it's, I don't know, participation trophy. Either way, next up we got Cruiserweight action. Triple threat Cruiserweight match for the Cruiserweight title. Also, note the NXT Cruiserweight title, I should say. It was Kalisto representing SmackDown, Akira Tozawa representing Raw, and the man of the hour himself, Lio Rush, the champ, representing the NXT. A lot of fast-paced action as expected. Good one-on-one spots with everyone, Or when I say spots, I don't mean like spots like for a match. I mean one-on-one time, whatever. One-on-one moment, like with the guys. They have a one-on-one moment, then they have a one-on-one, and then that, and that, and that, like that. Good match. I dug the shit out of it, And Lio Rush, Lio Rush, I can't get enough of. The guy has got a gift. The guy is definitely future material. He keeps his head on his shoulders. He doesn't do nothing stupid. I could see this guy being big money draw. So, match came to an end with Rush. He hit the man of the hour, frog splash right onto Kalisto, and gotta say, probably the most beautiful thing about when Rush does that splash is on how he moves and he hits with so much authority. He comes down and bounces up and moves off. That little detail just throws so much more on it, saying you're putting so much force into yourself. Because Rush is only about maybe 180. But he's coming off doing that just makes it like, okay, that 180's coming off with a lot more force, and it's going to feel like about maybe 220 or something. So, SmackDown's first on the scoreboard with that, or not SmackDown, I'm sorry. SmackDown's first on the scoreboard with the Battle Royal win. NXT's now on the scoreboard with this win. Next up, we got Triple Threat Tag Team match, and a lot of people were shitting on this because they were saying, oh, the tag team match got moved to the pre-show. Here's the fucking thing, folks. I still call it the pre-show because I grew up in that generation with the pre-show and the free-for-all and Sunday Night Heat shit. But can you really say it's the pre-show anymore when the fucking thing is all on the network all at the same time? I mean, honestly, the only time you can really say it's a pre-show is when you're doing the SummerSlam and WrestleMania pre-show on frickin' primetime TV. That's it. Other than that, then, what the it doesn't feel like a pre-show. It just feels like straight up, boom, regular show. Either way, New Day against Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, and the Viking Raiders, and I fucking love this match. It was so good to see. Undisputed, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, they were fucking bumping machines in this match. I freaking loved on the power game between Big E and Ivar, that just screamed. You know, when them two went at each other, it was like big money thud. It was like a money thud, like, oh, shit, this could be good. Zeke, hand me that popcorn. This is going to be good. That was pretty much on how it was. Like, damn. Absolutely love it. And I know a lot of people were also shitting on the idea, saying, oh, well, Kofi should still be champion. Kofi went from being champion last month to now he's on the pre-show this month. And folks, seriously, fuck. Go fuck yourselves if you're going to complain about stupid shit like that. He is still a top guy. He's still being put into marquee matches. Even if, yes, we'll say it's the pre-show. He's still fucking out there. He's still getting put on TV. He's still fucking making mad sells. So, are there guys that I wish were higher up on the card? Yes. Are there guys that I wish were champion? Yes. But for the love of God, don't fucking just bitch and cry about it every 5 minutes you see them on TV and they're not on the spot you want. I mean, try and appreciate and enjoy the fact that you're at least getting to see the person that you like. Now, either way, good match. Absolutely love it. I know for, being a Ring of Honor fan myself, absolutely love the moments with the Raiders and Fish and O'Reilly. The New Day thrown on there was kind of like the little cherry on top, if you will. Beautiful match. Match came to an end with the Raiders hitting the Viking Experience on Kyle O'Reilly, but Kyle O'Reilly was then slammed onto Bobby Fish. So, yeah. So, Raiders got the 1, 2, 3. So now everyone is on the scoreboard with 1 win each. So with that said, now let's get into the main show. And I know, like I said earlier, about a pre-show, but, at this point in time, folks, the whole hand gesture main show part, it just feels kind of needed for this. Either way, Women's Survivor Series match. Team SmackDown, Sasha Banks, Lacey Evans, Dana Brooke, Nikki Cross, and Carmella. Just enough of a reason to give me a heart attack. Then they add Team Raw. We got Charlotte Flair, my future third ex-wife, Asuka. The reason why she's going to be my future third, Kairi Sane, Sara Logan, and Natayla. Whew. And then to top it off with Team NXT, you got Rhea Ripley, Io Shirai. Whew. I'd love to say something about Io, but my good buddy Zeke, he watches this show, and I ain't looking to tread no, bro code, man. I ain't gonna mess with her. Ain't gonna say nothing on that. Rhea Ripley, Io Shirai, Bianca Belair, Toni Storm, and Candice LeRae, and Rhea, Io, Bianca, and Candice. Man, I give mad credit to, because these girls literally went to war the night before in War Games and then are competing, much like Fish and O'Reilly. I give mad ups to all of Undisputed Era, and I give mad ups to all the NXT talent that did War Games the night before and then competed the next night. That's fucking nuts. Now, a lot of action. It was really good. Now, this was very much so an experiment, and my son watching this even picked up on, like, Dad, this was kind of something like doing an experiment. All the other Survivor Series I watched was Raw vs. SmackDown. This time they're changing it up and doing it different. Yeah, buddy, you're right. The 10-year-old was able to pick up on that and notice, yeah, this is an experiment. This is a chance to try something new. So, and sometimes with experiments you get hits and misses. This was a fucking hit. My first thought, you're going to do 10-man Survivor Series matches? nobody's going to really be able to work the ropes on one side or the other like that. And, you know, but it fucking worked. It was good. It was good. This was a good match. Absolutely love the big money feel when Kairi, Sane, and Io stepped into the ring and were like, oh, ho, ho, and started to square off with each other. Now, a lot of eliminations. I'm not going to try and get into some of them, but the two big that were really right out of left field were Kairi Sane and Candice LeRae. They were, you know, they fell over ringside, got hurt somehow. Medics came out and took them out. Now, I'm going to jump a few pages ahead on this match and tell you right now, they faked it. But I give them mad ups because this was fucking played out beautifully like it was legit, because the match stopped suddenly. They didn't put the cameras on the girls, and they were taking everything away from them. So it was just like, you got no reason to suspect that they faked it because of that. And you're like, holy shit. Now I'll get into them when they came back out later. Let's get back into this. A lot of good action all around. Really dug the hell out of it. You know, now, match, like I said, a lot of eliminations. I'm not going to try and break and dissect the Survivor Series matches because there's too many eliminations to go over and too much action in between it all. But basically, yeah. A lot of action, good, solid one all around. Really dug it all over. Match came to an end when Rhea Ripley, she was the last one for her team, was going against Sasha, and then next thing you know, boom. Candice and Io came out, so technically they weren't eliminated, so they're still back out there. They were playing possum. Now, before some folks say, oh wait, Candice did that. Now, does that mean that Candice is heel now? No, you fucking idiots. No! It's fucking... Okay. Bragging rights. So it's no different than if you tried to fucking make somebody shell out every last nickel and dime they had in Monopoly. You get that and you're like, yeah, I just made you bankrupt, bitch. Same difference. Match came to an end. Rhea, she wound up hitting a riptide on Sasha Banks after Candice and Io came back out and they wound up distracting Sasha Banks. Yes, Sasha was the last woman standing out on the other side. And a lot of people were saying, oh, well, a lot of people were saying they want a big match with Rhea Ripley and Sasha Banks. Me, honestly, I want Rhea Ripley and Charlotte. Because that just screams. That just screams action. Blah. Sorry. Got so caught up I froze. Now we're coming to triple threat match. Shinsuke Nakamura, Roderick Strong, AJ Styles. Oh, fuck. I love this match. I loved this match. A lot of solid action, you know. Styles and Strong, they got good history with each other from Ring of Honor. Styles and Nakamura, obviously with New Japan and the shit that they did here. And just, all three guys meshed with each other just so beautifully. And Sami Zayn on the outside being being Shin's hype man, just added to it, you know. Really loved it, really dug it. Side note, when you get a chance, if you can, after you're done hearing this, pause this video, open up a tab, go on Pro Wrestling Tees, look up Sami Zayn's store on there, pick up a Sami Zayn shirt because proceeds for it are going to Sammy for Syria, help out a good cause. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. Really good, absolutely loved it, you know. It was a great outing by all. That's really the best way I could put it. Loved the action, you know. Now, and I can't put over on how much, man. Like I said, undisputed with the night before on War Games. fucking going out there like this, and then Roderick Strong having to be hurting and sore as shit and still coming out working like nothing happened at all. It was absolutely great. Now the match came to an end when Styles hit the phenomenal forearm on Nakamura, but Roderick Strong tossed Styles out after it happened and did the pin himself. 1, 2, 3. So your winner is Roderick Strong, which now puts NXT up by 2. So next matchup we got. Blah. We have NXT title match. Side note, did not get the champion versus champion versus champion for the world title ones with Brock, Cole, and Wyatt. Can arguably understand, you got Lesnar, who's the big powerhouse, Fiend, who's supposed to be this unstoppable monster. Damn it, get your words right. And then you got Adam Cole, who is the only bumping son of a bitch. Now, between Lesnar, obviously Lesnar has no problem taking a loss, provided he has a legitimate reason to take the loss. You got Bray Wyatt, who is supposed to be built as this unstoppable, indestructible monster. You can't have him take the loss. And you don't want to necessarily have Adam Cole take the loss, because then it's, can't say the NXT champ is all that if, he defended his title on Raw, defended it on SmackDown, defended it on, competed on NXT nonstop, and then just lost straight then and there. Yeah. So instead, that's why there's 3 title matches for the world titles. So, we got Pete Dunne going against Adam Cole. Pete Dunne won the right for this match by competing in a triple threat the night before on War Games, beating Damian Priest. Excuse me. Going again by securing the win over Damian Priest as well. Yeah. I'm not going to lie, I brain farted. I forgot everyone that was in. I know Dunn and Priest were, but that's about it. Fuck. There's my brain fart. I'm botching all over. I'm fucking up. I'm sorry, folks. It's been a rough week. Been a rough week and a rough weekend. Anyways, Cole, Dunn, let's get on it. Good, really good, solid title match. Good back and forth. Absolutely love the fact that both were selling each other's injuries legitimately. Dunn had his left knee wrapped up and was selling that. Cole, obviously, with the bandages from getting a white noise from the top of the War Games cage onto tables and just, yeah. So, really good. I really loved it. I loved this match. This was good. This was a really good match. I dug the shit out of it, And, probably one thing that made my head pop more than anything was Cole doing the Panama Sunrise on the ring apron. I didn't even think that was humanly freaking possible until I saw it, but yeah. And now I remember it was Dunn, Priest, and Killian Dane. See? Like I said, I'm fucking brain farting. I'm just all sorts of messed up. Thanks for the memo, Ed. Anyways, good match. Loved on that. Match came to an end when Cole did the Panama Sunrise and then hit the last shot right on to Dunn. 1, 2, 3, got the win. So, next up we got Universal title match. Daniel Bryan versus The Fiend. And this pretty much went the same way you would have expected. Like I said, The Fiend, big, monstrous, unstoppable beast. Pretty much impervious to pain. Gets hit, falls down for a few seconds, gets right back up. And, yeah. Bray Wyatt pretty much murdered him. He got the win doing the mandible claw. Gotta say this. One thing I did not like leading into this match. 1, we can all agree, the red light needs to go. 2, having Daniel Bryan going and saying that he is a madman, he has mental instability. Okay. Given that Daniel Bryan was on the shelf and was on the shelf and sidelined for several years because of the fact that he had because he was having concussion issues, and then you want to throw in mental instability into that. Yeah, that just screams disaster and a half waiting to happen. But yeah. So now we come to the traditional men's Survivor Series match. Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, and Ricochet going against Team Raw, which was Roman Reigns, Chad Gable, Mustafa Ali, Baron Corbin, and Braun Strowman against Team NXT, which was brought up earlier in the night, so nobody knew who NXT was until then. The greatest sports entertainer to ever live, Tommaso Ciampa, the NXT UK champion, Walter, Matt Riddle, Keith Lee, and Damian Priest. So, yeah, NXT brought the beef. Now, absolutely loved when Braun, Drew McIntyre, and absolutely loved when it was Braun and Drew. You know, and Walter. And just, woo. Whoa. That was a whole lot of beef in there all at once. Like I said, just, and, you know, just, wow. Now, we'll say this, did not like the fact Walter was the first out for his team, but, it is what it is. Can't argue. But, good match. It was a good match. It was a lot of mayhem. A lot of running around goings on. A lot of back and forth. Really liked the in-house fighting on Team SmackDown with Corbin and Roman on that. You know, dug that. You know, they're obviously building towards a feud with them too. You know, also dug on how Seth is trying to be this get up and go person to say, hey, we can do this, but everyone's just like, kind of. And with Owens, questioning Owens' loyalty, questioning Kevin Owens' loyalty, you know. Now, the final two in the match wound up coming down to Roman Reigns and Keith Lee. And this did not disappoint. Man, I hope some point down the line we could get Keith Lee versus Roman Reigns one-on-one big time, because I am now salivating over that. I'm salivating over that, and I'm also salivating over the idea of Braun Strowman versus Walter. So, just, you know, just, yeah. Match came to an end with Roman. He wound up dodging the moonsault by Keith Lee. You know, Keith Lee, he hit him with the spirit bomb, then went to go for a moonsault, missed it. Roman capitalized. Believe he did the spear. I don't 100% remember. Like I said, I'm fucking up all over, so my memory's all sorts of shot on it. But either way, Roman got the pin, but afterwards he looked over at Lee. He's like, you got this, man. Sometime soon, you and me, one-on-one. And then fist bumped. So now we come to Rey Mysterio going against Brock Lesnar in no DQ match. And really liked on how Rey came out with the Joaquin Phoenix Joker look. A lot of people were jumping up like, oh man, last time Rey dressed as a Joker, he won really quick and it was a quick upset for him. Quick upset win for him. Maybe he'll do this tonight. And Rey, man, you know, Brock pretty much just clubbed the shit out of Rey until his kid Dominic came out. Once Dominic came out, Rey, boom, low blow to him, and then Dominic, boom, hit him with a low blow himself. Then they got Brock on the ropes. They did a double 619 on him. Then Dominic went up and did the frog splash on him. And then Rey and Dom got on top. 1, 2. Brock kicked out. Now, Brock got the win. Yes. Now, does that necessarily mean it was the win I wanted? Maybe not, but, you know, here's the thing. I like when the heel is a champion because then it's the whole, you know, he don't deserve to have that, so let's get the scrappy hero to go and show that go and wipe that smile off that arrogant son of a bitch's face. And you can't argue because that story still stands the test of time because that's pretty much every heel story when a heel is a champ. Excuse me. You know? Now, they're going to obviously lead to a match down the road with Rey and Brock, whether it's at TLC or Royal Rumble, I don't know, but, you know, we're going to get it. We're going to get it. But Brock got the win with the F5. Now we come to the main event of the night. Women's triple threat. Bayley, Shayna Baszler, Becky Lynch. Nice, good start on here. Really like Shayna, man, this was her moment to shine because this was her first time main eventing on a main pay-per-view, not just an NXT one. And man, did she fucking shine. She did not disappoint at all. You know, not to say that I thought she would, because that girl has done big match fights and has had and understands big match feel all over. But man, she did not disappoint one bit. Now, I was a little disappointed in the fact didn't get more one-on-one with Becky and Shayna, but hopefully we can get something like that at Mania. And probably the funniest thing was some people were saying, oh, well, the women's match is main eventing, so this is going to be the return of Ronda. Yeah, that went over about as well as the Dave Meltzer rumor sheet. Yeah, don't go speculating shit like that so fast, kids. Look, she said she's out. She's out. She wants to go and have a kid. She wants to go have kids. Best of luck to her. You know? Yeah. I don't think she's coming back anytime soon. Good match. Really dug the hell out of it, you know. Bayley, she showed a nice bit of aggressiveness that she needed, you know. She showed that aggressiveness that she desperately needed. Becky came out there showing, no, look, I'm ready to fight and I'm ready to whoop some ass. And Shayna just came out like, hey, look, I am a professional ass kicker, so just put someone in front of me so that way I can beat the shit out of them. And Shayna, she got the win by doing the Karabuta clutch on the Bayley. And you know, God bless Bayley. She did it the way I absolutely loved. She fought and struggled for a few seconds before tapping out. She did not tap out immediately. Fucking thank God on that. So Shayna Baszler won with the final score for it being Raw getting only one win out of all of this. NXT getting 4 and SmackDown getting 2. Made perfect sense because now in NXT on USA and on primetime cable, it is now definitely solidified itself as a third brand on TV. No different than, you know, no different than when they were trying to make ECW a third brand. This, out of the failed experiment of ECW, comes NXT. And, yeah, so great show. It was a solid show. Honest to God, I give this a solid 9.5 out of 10. Really great show. So that is it for this week. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Go back, watch some of the other episodes. Make sure you look for me on my Twitter at Tim Vicious. Also on that Facebook gimmick, Tim Ash. If you're going to look for me on my Facebook gimmick, let me know you found me on there from here. Or let me know on my Twitter at Tim Vicious. I don't think I'd creep John going. Big ups to LFC Lingerie Fighting Championships, new contributor to the show. Make sure you check them out. Details are down below. There are a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of men, a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Also, big ups to executive producer Ali Rewind Band. Make sure y'all check his music out on iTunes, Spotify, and such details are down below. Also, make sure you look for him out there on that Facebook gimmick, P.A. Enriquez. He also will one of these Ali Rewind shirts. Hit me up and talk to me. I'll talk to the man for you. Show him some love and support. And folks, like I always, don't forget to follow these cool ass cats right here on the Twitter. Axel Mulligan, I mentioned him earlier. Kenny Killer, DSB_IV. Diabolica RA. Sergeant Curry Pants Gazzy MWP, and my homeboy Z. TSUNDERE_ZEE. And folks, like I always tell y'all, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck you.